All right, Foxy, take two on this. After this video that I sent you the other day, I saw you yesterday and you came back not understanding and kind of worked on the wrong stuff. All right. Yesterday we were talking about we've got to get more ready in the box. Look how stiff your legs look. Look where the knob of your bat is. Knob's way over there, way up above your head. Stiff legs. Okay? So then all I'm asking you to do is start more like this. And for some reason yesterday I couldn't get you to do it. No matter what I said, you're kept focusing on your stiff front leg and staying back on your back leg, which was not what I was wanting. I want you to start more traditional, that looks like a hitter that is ready to hit inside the batter's box. Again, from 46 feet in the majors that you're in, those kids throw hard. They throw hard, and even if they don't, it's just not a lot of reaction time. Okay, I understand big leaguers are from 60 feet and they get ready really early, but so they might start looking like this, but they get in this position as soon as that dude shakes his head and starts to make his motion. I want you starting more here, traditional. Okay, because look what happens to you. All this starts to happen and it's all rushed. So you blend everything. You're trying to load your hands and your hip at the same time. So who gets screwed is the hip. He will not get loaded. And that's what happens to you. You cannot get your hip connected to keep you behind the ball. So you load your hands and hip at the same time. So the hip gets cheated. Now you stop your rhythm because you loaded when you picked up your foot. You were supposed to be loaded when you pick up your foot. Now, again, when I was drawing on this the other day and showing you the position, I think you got fixated on straight legs. I don't want your legs ever straight. I want them bent. I want them athletic, like you're playing basketball or football. Okay, so I might have confused you there, thinking that you were looking at that, and I was saying that was right. I was talking about the centered position, okay, and getting loaded. So watch how your hip. Yeah, that didn't work. Watch how your hip starts. See how it's cooling back. And if your hands were already down and set, I don't think we would have the problems that you're having right now. So that's why I'm really trying to simplify you. Make sure you understand. I'm not talking about anything mechanical with you. I'm not talking about how to swing a bat. I'm not even talking about how to load. I'm talking to you about getting more ready in a batter's box. So when you start making a move to the ball, you're timing a baseball. You're timing loads in baseball. That ain't gonna work. That's why you land like that. And what I was showing you the other day on the video was that you should be loaded and landing like that. And that's where you got confused. Now I'm seeing it. So when I was telling you you should be landing like that, what I meant to say, and I should have said this, was your knees bent and that be in the most athletic position you can possibly be in when you land. And actually to be more, I'm trying to get it to where you're still closed. See y'all, you're still closed right there. The front side is still closed, the front foot, and all that's still in there. What happens to you is when you land, you have nothing left, Fox, except for your hands. And that's not good enough in baseball. Where this is all flat open, this is all collapsed and just all arm barred out. So make sure you understand when we get loaded, which is here, which you should be starting more like this. Should be your stance, my friend. Again, though, with more athleticism in your legs, more bent, not overdoing it, just where you feel athletic, okay? So then when you pick up, when this foot comes off the ground, you won't be going forward. You will be in a connected, loaded position there, where that hip is. That's more connected. So then when you pick up, your hip should be rotating back because of the kick. The kick should rotate your hip back, and then we rotate through. But what happens to you is you blend everything. You try to load your hands and hips at the same time and kick. So now everything's blended. Nobody knows who the leader is. You're just hoping and praying that you get a hit right here. Your hip is the leader, my friend. We are doing this for our hip. We are kicking for our hip. Notice what you're doing it for. You're doing it for your hands and hip. Well, the hands are always going to take over there because they're holding the bat. That's why I was talking to you yesterday about getting your hands more in a traditional ready, right in there. Okay? Starting your stance more like this, with I still think the bat and the knob should be down a little bit more, where the knob of your bat ought to be facing the catcher's mask. Okay? It's so funny that when I do a video like this that I'm not paying attention to how straight your legs were, and that's what you focused on. And then again, now I see what you were saying. You were saying, oh, I'm supposed to still be on my back foot. No, when we land, we are supposed to be in a centered position with our power, our feel and everything is still in the hip, but it's not. You're not going to land back. You're going to land centered. Again, just like in football, I have to be centered to tackle somebody. In basketball, if I'm guarding a guy in basketball, I have to be centered. I can't be on one foot or the other. I have to be on both. But all the energy is going to be in that hip because that's what you're firing. Okay? I'm sure hoping this is getting in your mind better. But again, I want to simplify. I know you had a Little League coach telling you something. You told me the other day about he's wanting your belly button to be facing the pitcher. And that only happens on the finish. The belly button never should lead to the ball. So your belly button, when you finish your swing, will be on the pitcher. But it's not leading you to the ball. The hip is. So we're trying to maintain this front side as long as we can. So when we land, we still have all that front side. So when you land, front foot flies open. All this is open. So the front hip's open and out. The front shoulder's out. The arm bar is there. The back side is collapsed, so it has no power. This is what I'm trying to fix. You can't land like this and be successful, okay? You can run into balls because you do have a good swing, but you cannot be successful like this. It's going to be very frustrating for you. Like I see it in your face, and that kills me because I don't want you frustrated. I want you having fun on the baseball field. Well, you could have a lot of fun if this is our stance, more here, more ready. You look at that. You look ready. But again, I need my knees bent. I need to get more. I showed you yesterday my stance, how athletic I am in my stance. We're not supposed to be finding athleticism when we pick our foot up. We're supposed to be as athletic as we can as soon as we get in that batter's box, okay? We're in there to hit. We're not in there to get ready. We should already be ready. The loading is giving us our power because it's giving us that movement to start flowing our rhythm. It's not supposed to be getting you ready. You use your load to get ready. That's why I can't stay in that position. You leak out of that position. To me, this is where you're pretty dang loaded right there. Now don't get fixated on the straight legs. I don't want that. I want athletic. I'm talking about look where your hands are and look where your hip is. That is loaded. No stiff legs anymore, okay? That front leg will stiffen out once we make contact and get through the ball because it's our anchor. It's an anchor. The front foot's going to be an anchor, okay? But we are not going to land stiff. There's not a sport we play that we can land like that and be successful. Don't think baseball's a different sport, brother. It's just like football and basketball. You have to be athletic, okay? So I want more bend, more athleticism right there in your stance. So then when you pick your foot up, from somewhere in there, that leg kick that we have, excuse me, that leg kick we have should now get the hip rotating and through. Instead of, when you kick, you fly forward. And so you're crashing. And those are the guys that they don't become successful, okay? So I hope by showing you this again, this is what we're talking about. I'm trying to be a little more clear on that because I apologize, but You thought I wanted you to have your legs stiff like that. No, I was just trying to show you that you don't get loaded before you move. We're supposed to be loaded before we make a move to the ball. So again, to simplify, we start more loaded. So again, what I preach to you every time I see you is that a relaxation through here should load you because you're already ready. Look at the way you load. That is not a relaxation. That is tight and leaking forward. We have to start more in that, again, not stiff-legged, bent, and athletic. So then again, when we land, we are going to be centered, all the way down. I can't draw a straight line. All right, so centered, but again, knees bent and athletic in the most powerful position you could be in. Then, if our knees are bent and we're athletic right there, all you have to do is make a turn to the ball and keep reacting with your hands. I'm really not worried about your top half. I'm really not. It's this lower half that we got to get right. Well, the part I'm worried about on the top half is you starting with your knob of your bat up in the sky and your barrel below your back or hanging off of your back. We need to get ready to swing a bat, okay? So this is not our stance anymore. Look at that. See how your front shoulder's in? You're trying to get that front hip in. So that could be better because it's not athletic. It's too stiff. But more athletic in having that front hip in, that front shoulder in. So then when you pick up your foot, this kick will be for that hip, timing a baseball. So then it'll go 1, 2. Kick, the back hip rotates, and then it comes through. So it's only going to be 2. What you try to roll with is about 3 or 4 moves. Watch. Here's 1 move, 2 moves when you got loaded actually, and 3 moves. We don't have time for that. That's why I want you starting more traditional, more ready in a batter's box, where if I said take a swing, you wouldn't have to load. You can still take a swing from right there, okay? Again, though, I'm going to keep focus on this because this is what scared me yesterday. You talking about your stiff legs. No, I don't ever want stiff legs. I want to be an athlete. Bent, athletic, strong. The top half right here looks pretty darn good to me, though. That should be our starting stance in our top half. Now, more athletic in our legs. So then again, when you pick your foot up to stride, instead of going, sell out, you're going to actually read the ball, then come after it. Read, then come after it. You skip reading because you're loading, and so you just fly forward. And again, if you're going to hit like that, Fox, you're going to have to pray to God every time you go up to just hope you hit a ball hard. I don't want you to have to do that. I want you to show your athleticism because, dude, I'm going to keep telling you, you got a really good swing. But maybe you're this way in school too, is where you overthink everything, but there's nothing to think about. It's getting as athletic as I can get in my stance. Kick. And when that kick happens, we're going to get right in that balance. So we're staying behind the ball and reading the ball. So then when we come down, we are still loaded. Again, but bent. Knees bent. Centered. 50-50. Landing 50-50 with all of our energy in that back hip. So again, it makes it simple. All you have to do is turn through a ball compared to making contact on the side of you. You would be making contact out there instead of there. All right. I hope this works. All right, brother.